minutes late. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he's
Hey man,
drinking.
it's good weather in Wisconsin.
He's drinking. Oh boy, we'll give him a couple minutes. We're no rush. No ruckus tonight. You're getting done with this one little area, and then it's
Do
off
you want to
to
start the Q&A?
Blending Stone. Not till dirt. Well, is he interested? Is he going to play, or does he have any interest at all, or is he just setting this one out right now just to watch? And
Are we talking about Portal's Reach, or are we talking about?
Yeah, for Portal's Reach.
Yeah, no, he wants in on Portal's Reach. He's just not. He hasn't been motivated to get going doing it because we're still playing this game.
That's fine. Well, let give him a comment. He needs to hear what I say then, because he had a question actually out there. Why 3 sites? And there's a good reason for that. And so, there. So do.
But he's already been coming up with a concept for a character he wants to play, and so he's been on it.
Yeah. So yeah, just work on. Jack. He's gotten his character. He just finished creating it on my FG, so I'll upload it just so you kind of know. But I'm harassing him for a picture for his. So looks like we're gonna have 2 Kinkus.
He'll get along with Sparkly then.
Yeah, we have Sparkly. Good, there is a new romance. You can't seem to stay away from it. Now we're gonna have 2 Kinkus, a male and female, and you know what? They could be some chickadees running around in Portal's Reach. Oh,
why would you automatically just go to that? So by your logic, if there was 2 Irishmen, and one was a woman and one was a guy, then you'd automatically pair them up.
No, it just so happens it just seems to fall in your lap, so it's just easier to. Okay, so it just happens to work out that way.
I want you in my group, Duff. That's what I want.
Yeah, me playing, I wouldn't survive because right now, even if I'm playing Praetor, and I can tell you right now, over half the people have already got, if they get back, they've got contracts out on them. So he's in a little bit of trouble with some of the players, but you know what? He's not too worried. Not too worried.
I'd be like, hey, Praetor, I found this half-eaten corpse of a lady. It must be your romance.
No. Hey, no. I think, what do we got? What do we got? It's Ruckus and Eldith getting married today. So, yeah, since Ruckus is not here, yeah, he would. Yeah. What we need is a tabaxi player. See, then he wouldn't be able to hold himself back.
That's awesome.
It's funny. Sorry, folks. Yeah, there's only a few people watching. We're waiting on Dirtless to finish his cocktail on his porch so that he can come
play some proper D&D.
Yeah, play some D&D, and we'll do our recap. We had a nice little recap last night. A lecture round table, actually, is what it was. And went over many things for the Portals Reach platform, and it's a video out there. I'll post it. I think it's up on YouTube now. I need to label it properly so people can kind of just listen in on kind of what we're talking about and what we're doing. And once he gets on here, I'll recap. We'll make it quick, and then we'll get started into our game. But yeah, we've got Jack. Are you running another game this weekend or not? Saturday, Jack?
Nope, not yet. Maybe. Okay. I haven't decided how I'm going to do next or the next after, but we'll see.
Okay. We're light on games this week. Yep. Oh, man. What else? Let's see. What else have we got to determine? Well, nothing. Come on. Get his butt in the game. Oh, he connected. I see a connection. We're getting close. Where is he? Oh, he's typing. He's typing. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Son took my headphones, taking them from him now. Discipline. Strict discipline. Beating shall begin.
The true translation to that is, I'm getting another drink. 1 second, please.
Yeah, exactly. My ice was low. I needed another few cubes. 3, not 2. Not 4, but 3.
So who's all watching tonight? Because I see 4 people. Is that right?
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, there's half of them are bots in there now. They're all doing. I see dogs in there and Bad's here. Zeb's on, but I think he's in realms down. I think they're squatting. Give me honey now. I don't know who that is. If it's new, hello. Daz squared or DA squared. But Commander Roop and Electric Skateboard, those are bots. Eleron, that's Alan. He's Monday night. Cap Drago, I think is a view. I don't think that's a bot. I apologize if those are real people and I'm stepping on you, but say hello and then we know. There he is. He's in the system. Yay. You hear us, Dirt? Are you able to talk? No? Maybe.
Yeah, okay, there it goes.
There
I can turn my volume off.
All right. Now we're back live. Okay. So real quick, so answer some questions and get, since Ruckus has already been in on a game with Jack last Saturday. What's he playing, Jack? What's his new character? I don't remember.
He's playing a bard right now, a halfling bard.
Halfling bard. All right. And Hondo now is Cackle, a Kinku warlock, will be coming across the portal. But so Portal's Reach. Real quick. So answer, Dirt. You had a question, which is what I'm covering quickly, is to understand what we have for the platform, and it boils down to these items. First is the World Anvil site. The World Anvil site is used for it is a rules platform where we will be stating what's in World Anvil is canon. Just look at it that way, that it is what we call the law, the final say in things, unless there's a major rule change that we vote on or talk about. But the rules will be there, how things are handled, and they will be fluctuating because we still consider ourselves a work in progress. But the main rules will be sitting there. They will also have a player map, basically a kind of an overview world map will be sitting there. And as things happen, as games are run and things are discovered and all that, we will start pinning and populating that map with stuff that people can go look at to reference. There also will be what's what I'm looking for, maps, the rules. DMs will be putting game recaps there that are not viewable to the public. They're for us to be able to understand what's happening in games, kind of the highlights and the main focal points of what's accomplished. So we're able to weave our stories in and out with each other. I think and there'll be some pictures, basically, when creatures are discovered that aren't normally known. We'll have write-ups about them there, kind of placed so people can see. Keith, his character Pharaon, has discovered a calendar or some type of, time tracking device that he's slowly researching, and he will be posting some items across the servers and the different platforms to explain what's going on here time-wise. But that's really the main thing that World Anvil is sitting at, is the rules, the breakdown of what shows downtime activities, what is the town construction as buildings go up, and how you will gain your portal points, your treasure points, your gold, and how you can use them in game or out of game actually to purchase things and as you begin to level up your character. So that takes care of World Anvil. It's the DM wiki, so to speak. Then we move over to the Discourse server, which is really called the community server. That is pretty much where all the player interactions will be taking place between in and out of, mainly out of game. So all the downtime stuff, any type of player recaps that you want to put out there, explanations of what you saw, what you've seen, what you heard. The character introduction pages are there. Player sign up is there. We'll have some, definitely forum topics that will come up when there are questions about something that's going on. It's basically what we're trying to see is all the players can interact with each other mainly out of character. You'll see some postings that'll be there where characters talking in, you know, a voice of the character. But we're trying to make sure we have a platform to facilitate all the interaction with all the players and talking about, you know, when buildings are starting to get built, how, you know, who's spending their points for that, who's contributing, how quickly can you get the building up, and then from there, what other buildings begin to get structured, because they all kind of interrelate with each other. The downtime activities.
Are we like moving to the same town or something? Is this?
You got to come across. You got to have your session 0, Mr. Kinku. So you'll find out what happens when you come into. It's actually.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You're talking about stuff that I don't. I mean, you're like talking about buildings.
You got to go read it. You got to go hop on World Anvil and do some reading. You can check out kind of real quick the basic overall rules to understand what's happening. Okay. But when you're having questions, you want to interact with players and talk. We are letting you know that the platform to do that is the community server. You've got forum posts there. People will be asking questions. They'll be talking about things. It's basically all the in-between game session and long-term discussion that we can compartmentalize and itemize and look at and maintain from a perspective as the admins. And there are plenty of rooms there. If you go through and look at within the community site, it will have its own website here coming up. It's tied into Praetor's Rejects, because I will have I'll have some rooms there for the players to, you know, I'm not sure how it'll be used for Praetor's Rejects, but it'll have some of its own rooms. But the rest of the stuff, Portal's Reach is getting ready to have its own website, and from that, this is where really the community server will take place. There's some guidelines will be sitting there, how to get started, the character introductions, and then Tavern Talk is really kind of, originally we thought Tavern Talk was going to be where a lot of the role playing was taking place, but Nick really liked it sitting in the Discord server, and because Discord itself is pretty much instant gratification, you get in, you type some stuff, you're in and out. But the problem with the Discord server is it's very hard to maintain and monitor those rooms. From an ad standpoint, because you go in there, and if you're role playing something out and there's 30, 40, 50 messages sitting out there, we ain't reading all that. And so the question was, how do we break that apart some? And the forum room was the better place to do that. But Tavern Talk, you still can RP in there. I have no problem with that going on. But there's some other rooms in there. The PC Adventure Logs, basically, like I said, are where players can put their own adventure recaps in there. And you do that a lot. There are some benefits because you can win and get portal points based on what you recap and participate, by adding to the world, giving recaps, RPing some stuff out. There's a rumors board there that will slowly start filling up as players we've kind of alerted them to start paying attention to the things that are happening during your sessions. And in some of the boardrooms, there are going to be stuff dropped from time to time where players will pick up on something and say, hey, we need to go check this out. This was discovered during a session and it needs more research. So who wants to go check it out? And you can form a group and ask for DM to help run it. And we figure out the time and you go run the session and figure out what that, rumor was all about. The Wall of the Fallen is basically filled with our dead characters. Basically, that is our eulogies that go to those who die in combat. And we already have, our real first one is Crenell. He's got to get his in here. I thought he'd already put it in. So he died last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. Not this last Sunday, the Sunday before. Went out with what we call the Blaze of Glory. If he chooses the Blaze,
that's under Discord.
Discourse. Okay, so there's the three sites. I'm going to stop calling it Discourse because it sounds very much close to Discord.
Yeah.
It's called the community server. It'll all be renamed its community server, which is the platform's called Discourse. But community server is the forum board. And the Wall of Fallen is what I'm talking about, is that where players can go in and put their own eulogy, or someone can write one up when a player dies. And he chose the Blaze of Glory, which is a special feat that you get to, basically enhance your character for a quick amount of time before you die. Basically, you're trying to, you're sacrificing yourself for the good of the party. And
what level was he?
Second, I think. Not much. Second or third. Maybe I think he was actually getting ready third. But they got caught in some bad rolls, and so he sacrificed himself for the rest of the party to be able to get the hell out of combat and not get killed off.
So does the next character he create does he have to come
Comes
in at level
brand
1?
new.
Or?
He comes in at brand new. He gets a little extra perk for his character for dying like that and choosing Blaze of Glory. So we're just not broadcasting what that is. Okay.
So not everyone's just going to slaughter themselves to get Blaze of Glory?
Well, it was so funny. Nick and I were having this very big discussion on the platforms and all, and coming, because we've been really banging our heads and in each other's heads, trying to figure out the best way to get this stuff across to everybody and what's the best way to manage the platforms and give the best benefit to the players. And it was so funny. He would just thought he'd come up with the idea, and he goes, "Man, no one's gonna do that. It's just something that it sounded really cool, but no one's gonna do it." And we got done with our discussion, and we clicked off and went to Matt's game, and he yells out, "The Blaze of Glory is going down!" And I was just like floored, So I started tweeting it out, and spitting it all out to everybody, saying it's going down right now. And sure enough, if you go back and watch his recap, he chose it, and he was able to fend off, and I think he took the baddie over this mountain cliff into the river below or something like that, took him out with him, and floated away. And you'll see the recap. You'll see some of I think Alan Whitty, did a discussion about his character, and they started extrapolating that it went from, a gnoll with 4 arms to 6 arms with 3 heads, and it was just like this huge beast of a monster that he ended up killing when it, was just a creature. And they just had shitty rolls apparently, and so he died. But
it turned into a minotaur.
Yeah, minotaur. That's what it was. Correct. Yeah. So anyway, so the Wall of Fallen. That's where the eulogies will go for those who have died.
Can I back up for a second?
I'm going too fast.
So I'm on Discourse, portalsearch.com, whatever that is, and I don't see that.
Okay, what? You are so lost. You got to go to Praetors right now. Go to PraetorsRejects.com.
I'm at Praetors Rejects, and then I hit community.
You got to log in. Okay. You have to.
It shows me as D. So I figured
that's fine. Yeah, you can change all that. Yeah, that's fine. Now you've got a whole topic. You've got a bunch of boards.
Yeah, but I don't see that one that you're talking about. I see community guidelines.
Talk. Go down to Tavern Talk. And there's those extra.
The Wall of Fallen, so it's in Tavern Talk.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So if you click on Tavern Talk, you will then see the bigger boards. So
I got it now. Yeah.
There you go. See, that's how it breaks. The problem with the community server, I had just thrown it up, and I hadn't really learned it all yet. And so now I spent some time cleaning it up and getting it all together to make it more user friendly because it was a little imposing.
Okay.
And so now it's really working out. So that's where the Wall of Fallen at.
Got it.
Calendar time is more player interaction that Keith will be putting stuff in there, and people can start asking questions and playing off of that aspect of time and the seasons that are changing and things like that as the gameplay progresses. The points in GP Redemption is basically where you will go in and tell the DMs, now I want to spend my portal point or my treasure points or gold points on this. And some of them will entail that you need to run a quick, downtime session or a quick session with somebody, a DM offline. No need to run the whole Fantasy Grounds deal, but you can. We've got some. I'll explain in the Discord server in a second how that works. But people, as you start accumulating the points, you'll see charts in the World Anvil site where all the rules are at, telling you how you can use these points. And when you get enough or ready to do something, you can then alert the DMs in this room that you are ready to spend some moolah or spend some points and do stuff with. A lot of that revolves around the next 2 blocks down in the community server, and that's the town development and the downtime activities. This is where a lot of that stuff is spent. And until the damn community gets the town center built, every one of these is locked. Everything revolves around the town center, which gets built with a tavern. And as that's built, then more buildings can now start to be constructed to bring in more items to be able to do more downtime activities. You can't train or work if you don't have any other buildings. Right now, there are a bunch of tents around a makeshift camp that they're living in. And so we've got to get the group focused. And I think they've got the portal points set aside, but we just need to get the group determined on what building they're going to build. They thought they were going to build the Taj Mahal, and we basically told them they got a lean-to for a town center. So we had to kind of compromise between the two. We were messing with them, so you got it. They don't have supplies. They don't have all the building materials. They've got. I think Andrew's running a side quest right now that to go get bricks and supplies so they can start building a structure of some sort. This is the wilderness. These guys are in the tough and tundra. There's no resources around. They've got to go find this stuff. Most of them have come through with only the clothes and supplies on their back. There has been one wagon of supplies have come through, and I need to find out what Zeb's doing with it, since apparently he decided it was his to sell off, and so we haven't seen what's going on with that yet. But anyway, so you get into read over the rules and quick stuff that's in World Anvil, so you can kind of see how the stuff is flowing. There is an FAQ there that we will start to extrapolate out and put stuff in, and then you will see some interactions happening here in the different rooms underneath the community server. If you've got real big questions or something you need to ask a DM, up in the getting started room, there's an extra forum area that says ask the DMs or admins. That's where you can put questions, and we can then go and answer and have a discussion and talk about if needed. So other people, because if you have the question, there's probably going to be somebody else that has the same question. We're still trying to flesh this out so it's not perfect. Okay. But that's kind of the whole what the community server is about. It's basically geared here for the characters to interact with each other out of game. Well, because we don't want it happening is on the Discord server, which is what it was doing. We were getting ready and we're starting to pump out on Discord all these text rooms. And there's just no way to monitor and clean that up and keep it in any type of order. So we're ixnaying that. And basically in Portal's Reach down on the Praetor's Rejects Discord server, we've got some text rooms. And this is basic. What we're going to be using for Discord is some instant gratification notifications have to go out for players for game signups. Things are happening quickly. We need you to know. There is an RP room. That's the role play room where you can go in and you can RP. It's strictly only RP information for a character. The DMs are not monitoring this room. This is basically you can flesh out your character as as the character talking and interacting with people. And trust me, you get in there and start a conversation, you will get info back from other players who are loving this room. Ask questions, like I said, is the same thing as the Ask DMs questions. Getting started, we get people sign up and like Hondo, I'm going to clear out this room, but you can now go in there and post, say, hey, Duff's got my XML file. I'm ready to get my session 0 started up, and that will then alert all us, and I'll probably get Keith and Matt to reply back to you. Let's get something geared up, because I know Candace, she's got her character. Devil Dog, he's got like his third character already spun up. He doesn't need a session 0, but he said he'd come in and play just so they get the rest of y'all an extra couple of characters in the session 0 to have some fun, things like that.
Duff, can I back you up again here? So let's say I found this Praetor's Rejects site and I want to go through the portal. How do I actually go about making a character?
You are going to, there you go. So there's a mistake. One of the rooms I cleared out of the Discord room. I mean, no, sorry, not Discord, the community server. I cleared out player sign up, and I got to go in. That was my work for tomorrow, is there's no sign up room. And so I killed it. So for you right now, what I want you to do, because you're already a player, is I need you can get with me, or you can put an announcement in the Discord server saying I need to get my character spun up. So either me or Matt or Jack or somebody can get with you quickly and schedule to say, hey, I'll hop on to my Fantasy Grounds. Let's get your character spun up so we can get the XML file created and put up.
Can I make him on my? Can I make it up?
You can make them you just make sure the rule books. We'll just have to go over it. Make sure you've got the standard point by, or the array, the standard array, and then you just follow, the books we show, which ones you can use.
Okay. Yep. I found a link to that somewhere.
World Anvil, it's on the main getting started for Portal's Reach.
Okay, so if I'm brand new and somebody's just listening to this and they want to make a character, they will come to the Discourse server, and after tomorrow sometime they'll find a link on how to get started.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Well, what I'm going to do, actually what I'm doing is the website's going to say it. When I can get the website finally up, it's going to say, welcome to Portal's Reach. Here's how to get started and where you need to go. Here are the steps to get started. Yes. Perfect. You're not the only one confused. I killed part of, in my haste to clean up the Discord, the community server, I deleted some stuff. And so now, and that's what happened last night. It was brought up fairly quickly saying, where's the player sign up? And I went, So we'll put that in place. But for you, because you already know Fantasy Grounds and you know all that stuff, man, just go you can go into character introductions if you already have something, and we need the name of your character, and it's kind of character. Yeah. Character.
You might want to take the day and think that one through.
Yeah, race and class basically is what everybody's doing.
Okay.
And
race and class.
And we need you to fill that out, and also we need a large picture. We need a nice picture that we can crop to make a headshot of your character attached to the article too.
So I Google whatever race I want and find something because I'm not an artist. And then, so where do I find the session 0 at? Is it? Do I have to schedule one, or is there like?
Yeah, it's in the getting started. It will then say, it says.
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I know you are. So it says you will then sign up for an introductory session. We'll introduce you to the admins. Go to the new player sign up, which I killed, and I need to go.
What if I don't like some of the admins and I really don't want to run a session with, Jack?
You're in for a long wait. You're in for a long wait. Now I've got to clean up the getting started because you're actually gonna be directed over to the Discord room. It says getting started. It basically says over there, and that if you look in getting started in Discord, it says request a character creation session 0 here. So I've got to clean up my introduction. I know that already. Been pointed out to me. You're preaching to the choir. You're just dogpiling me. I appreciate it.
I'm just making it known because I don't know if this has been streamed before. So
no, it's been all been talked about. It's all been talked about. So what's the page for this again? So Bad's going same question. So you're gonna go to Praetor's Rejects, and you're gonna go to the community site, community page that's there, and you're gonna have to create an account. And there's some information to start getting there. It is still a little discombobulated because of me. And this is how you can get involved to get a player spun up and get your butt through the portal and start playing sessions with all the other players. We've got about 25, right under 30 players right now. So
now, do we have a list of all these players so that I don't want like 20 healers. If there's 20 healers, then maybe I'll be a warrior.
Well, if you go to the character introductions, you will see a listing of all the characters that are slowly being created.
And is that under Discord or Discord?
Community. It's player related. Player related is the community server. He's busting my balls. He's getting ready to die tonight. Say bye-bye to Dirtless. So,
no, seriously, coming in from the outside. I mean,
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to act like
he's trying. He's asking questions that need to be asked. So once I get the website, once we get that page, that's what the front page is basically going to say. Here's how to get started. Here's what the sites you need to go to. Here, what are they for? I'm going to create a video actually that's going to cover this without the questions and basically say here's each site, and then have that posted up on the front page also.
I see that Hondo is some kind of warlock. That
he needs to change that
to me.
Yeah, thank you. It is. It's a poor name. He's already been chastised for it.
If you click on it, I added a bunch of stuff to that. I am some kind of warlock.
All right, real quick, so we'll go over that. And like I said, so Discord server. That's pretty much what the rest of that is. You will see some playrooms. My and Andrew's playroom that they're running text-based adventures. They're basically downtime adventures that you can spend a portal point for and actually have an adventure out of with her that she will run. There is a dice room right below that where you actually roll a dice, and she'll make announcements, because right below that in game Portals Reach game sign up on the Discord server, the game announcements is where the DMs will post stuff that they're, hey, I've got these times available, or we want to run this session. Who wants to sign up for it? And then when he says that, then you go to his sign up room and you put your character name in and say, hey, I want a spot in this game. And that's just how you can reserve your spots in games that take place every week. Okay.
Now, are we matching up our community name with our Discord name? And so
you're gonna be changing. Yeah, in Discord, you will be changing your nickname, your avatar name, to your character depending on which session you're playing in, whether it be mine or theirs. You can look like Devil Dogs. He's got 4 names, sitting out there in his. But you can change your nickname fairly quickly in the server, depending on when you're playing a particular character.
So
Jack does it with his.
When do we actually get to play D&D?
When we let you in.
Now, is that before or after?
So as the DMs that are watching, we have a DM kill list, and we have our first two new entries to it. I will pay 5 portal points to the first DM that takes these boys out. We've already alerted the characters that we have this Deadpool for the DMs, and Matt's already 1-up. He's already 1-0 on the rest of us, and so everybody's like going, "You do not." I said, "Yeah, we kind of do." The gloves have been taken off on this game, and it is not easy. It is not meant to be easy. You will die, and that's just the way it's going to. And we're not trying to be mean about it. It's just Praetor's Rejects players have been coddled for way too long. Welcome to Portal's Reach. Oh,
what?
You heard it here, folks. All right.
That's
a lot of information, but yeah. So, and then the game rooms down below, you see the chat rooms. Those are the game rooms that you will play in when you're doing a Portal's Reach game. So there's more explanation coming on this.
Oh, yeah.
Man, resubscribe. We appreciate it. So for you guys, for Dirt, for you, get your character, kind of put a character introduction up there real quick. And then go over, you guys, both of you can go over and say, hello. Dirt, yeah, look at him now. He doesn't want me to dog him anymore. Okay, I won't kill you tonight.
Okay. I was hoping that would save me.
Yeah. So you need to, over and getting started on the Discord server. Go say, hey, Duffy told me to bring my ass over here, and someone take care of me now, please. And we'll get your characters done. Hondo just did his now, or Cackle. And Ruckus said, I think, Jack, you did his right before the game, didn't you? For him?
Yeah. He still needs a session 0. He just made it.
Yeah, we're talking about that. We're trying. That's who else we were trying to do with Candace, but she can't play. Well, maybe we can do late tomorrow night, since it's 9 o'clock his time, or it was 11 o'clock Central. I don't know if it's going to work for you guys.
It's 9 o'clock.
If not, we'll get y'all something done this weekend. I can tell you that. Either Matt or I, or if Jack's available, someone will get you a session 0. Once you get me your portrait, Hondo, and Dirt, just get your character, gets an introduction up there with the character portrait, and we will make it happen quickly for the two of you. So I can't wait to get you into the game. So.
That sounded creepy.
And you too.
I can't wait to get you into the game.
Yeah, miss. Welcome to
so
the
when
Matrix.
does this D&D? Yeah, when does this D&D actually start?
Which D&D? The one right now we're getting ready to start? You talking about?
Yeah.
We'll settle for any D&D.
Mm-hmm. It's already been started. We've been playing. It's already been shaping.
Just going dynamite.
He's talking about this.
DMs basically plan up games, and players sign up for each game, and then the world evolves.
We've already had 2 months of gameplay, roughly.
Now we're just getting Duff a hard time.
Yeah, they are. They're busting my balls. That's fine. Trust me. Okay, everybody's got the map. Let's do our character introductions real quick. We are missing Ruckus tonight. We have got Thursday night D&D with the Deadbeats. So let's introduce the contingent of mal miscreants that are in the Underdark, trying to get the hell up above ground and just are failing miserably. Hondo, you're up first.
I am Cackle, and I'm some kind of warlock.
What?
I guess for tonight, I'm Hondo. I'm a mountain dwarf, a cleric of Dumathoan.
Is Matt watching? Please tell me Matt's watching. Kill these motherfuckers quickly, man. All right. Voders, next.
Is he Devil Dog? Because he said he's going to kill us in session 0.
That's not kill them during session 0. No, Matt jowls him. He's not watching right now. He'll be on later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Voders, say hello to everybody.
Yes, this is Barris. He's a pureblood druid, and he says he's a master of the guys and protector of the forest.
But he hasn't had much force to protect lately, has he?
Mushroom.
I don't know. I'll ask him when I see him.
That's right. Durless.
Dirtless Driftwood, Rock Gnome Wizard, with his familiar Wobble the Weasel, who's always trying to find new books to add to his library because apparently there's a lot to read.
All right, Banjo.
I'm Banjo Kazooie. I'm a bugbear swashbuckling rogue, and I like to do it from behind with a stabby, stabby.
Oh, that's gonna hold on a second. I'm waiting. That's gonna elicit something here in chat in a second. That was direct shots right there, baby. Well done. You know, oh, you've already got inspiration. I was gonna say, you know what? You get inspiration for that, Banjo. Well played. Well played. No.
Give it to somebody else in the party.
Well, the Durless is the only one left. Actually, or Ruckus. I
got Wobble the Weevils. He's got inspiration because
all right,
he's just cool.
Devil Dog. That's all we get. Oh boy, he's get crickets. He's saying crickets. All righty, and last but not least, who's not joining us tonight, couldn't make it. Last minute cancellation is Ruckus, our Mountain Dwarf Barbarian Were Panther extraordinaire, and he just likes to, do his thing. It's pretty much just bash all that he can. So with that being said, we have finished up. The group was in a lost tomb. If you remember where everybody was at, you finished up here, and the goal was to, I was assuming we haven't really walked out, but I would think that the group is done, ready to move on and continue their journey toward Blending Stone. Was there anything else?
Now that we don't need to find a blade, I think we can just hightail it out of here.
That's right. That's right. At the end of the discussion last week, they have a hilt that they found, but there was no blade attached to it. And they were
out of here.
It's supposed to be the finger. Oh, okay.
Holy.
So that means, all right, they're done. The group heads out. All right, and I think that we were getting to. Here's back to the main map. We're going to Blending Stone, and this is the last circle on the arrow is where y'all found the little pathway. Dursax, I think you believe you found a little side path, which then you discovered the dead bodies of two of your previous companions who had enough of the shenanigans in Gracklestug.
Oh yeah,
and left, and they were,
that's right.
Yeah, we searched them for the magical items they had on them when we met them, but they were looted by the time we got to them.
That's right. There are no magical items, unfortunately.
Yeah. And did we figure out if it was the weapon that was calling us that Banjo took?
No. I don't think anybody's. Have you identified the weapon yet?
We have identified the weapon, and that's what we came to the conclusion that it was the weapon calling.
Who's got the weapon? Who's got that hilt? Who's holding on to it?
I think Banjo took it.
I think we gave it to Banjo. Yeah.
It was in the party sheet still. That's all I know.
I thought Banjo was taking it because it was between you and Ruckus, but I thought you could.
And it was finesse, so I think that's why Banjo was the candidate.
Yeah.
So take it, Banjo.
Okay. Got it, I guess. Thank you, guys.
So it was Dawnbringer, if I remember correctly.
The only treasure we ever get in 30 sessions that I've played, and give it to me.
You're a lucky guy.
Yeah. Bandit. Yeah. Well, you don't know. You
remember he talks to you too.
So Durless, in your identification of it, you think that it is the weapon. You do know that Banjo has to take the time to attune to the weapon, but that you believe this hilt, which is all it shows, does have some sort of consciousness to it. But
and I explained that. I'm like, take the time, caress it, get to know it.
It purrs.
Yep.
Awesome. I have a feminine, basically cleric voice in my head after I attune to it.
There you go. All right. So off they venture back in the Underdark, headed toward Blending Stone, the once great city of the Deep Gnomes. has seen better times over the centuries through its some because they know the deep knowns, and you get a little bit of this from Jim Jar and from Topsy and Turvy because they have been in and out of this place quite a great deal, and they seem hesitant. They want to go, but you can tell also Ruckus has gotten a feeling from them that they're a little hesitant because of what they are, and the issues that Blending Stone has had with some rare creatures in the past. But Jim Jar has reassured everybody, that this is the greatest, great place to be. And, if your cards are right and you play your luck right, you should be able to get enough information to find a way out of the Underdark, because the gnomes are known to do a good bit of trading with those above ground. They have spent a great bit of time these past few years rebuilding Blending Stone after a great Drow invasion. Just almost destroyed the city and killed a lot of the gnomes off, and a lot of them escaped back up to the Overdark to be with in Mithril Hall. Which, if the dwarfs, when they hear that name, you will know that Mithril Hall is the great dwarven citadel that is in the north area. Let me see. Oh no, I don't have it on this map. What's the dwarf? Dritz's dwarf friend. Brugar, isn't it Brunor? Is that his name? Does that ring a bell to you? Have y'all read any of those books? Please tell me you have.
Yeah, I've read them.
Okay, yeah, well then you'll know Brunor Battlehammer. Yeah, okay, he's the one that resurrected Mithril Hall, and the gnomes have done a lot of trading with him, and a lot of them fled up there to his safety when this invasion took place. And but they started.
Drizzt is going to help us get out.
Well, no, Drizzt is not around, but the gnomes, because they helped him when he was fleeing the Drow decided to exact some revenge on this city, a once great city, and that was what they invaded from Menzel Baranzan and killed a lot of the gnomes, and a lot of them fled, and then they've slowly made their way back down here to get this capital city rebuilt and structured into the Underdark and its importance to the area. Jim Jar will tell you that it will take some time for us to gain the trust of the gnome, but we will do our best, and let's get there. We should be able to get some recourse, another bit of downtime, and be able to gather our wits and get more information to try to figure out what's the best way to get out of here. And as long as we behave ourselves as always, then we shouldn't see any issues, and have any problems there. Let's see, Jim Jar tells you this, topsy-turvy, yeah, a little bit, and concerned about it. Eldith knows that she's basically keeps hitting Hondo, basically get me out of here so we can get married. Make your way in and out through more of the caverns, because Jim Jar's pretty certain he knows where the hell he's going. However, during the travel,
bet on that?
He bets on it all the time. He tells you will lose every bit of coin that you bet with me if you want to take that bet. I know the exact route and where I'm going. And he throws down a couple of copper pieces. So you willing to take that bet?
I'll throw down a gold and say, I guarantee you get us lost at least once.
He says, sold. And he grabs it and he says, follow me. And y'all move in and out of the caverns, and it takes you a good few days as you begin to journey on upward, getting closer and closer, because you can tell Topsy and Turvy are pretty certain you're getting close to, because they become a little more withdrawn. They're not their usual rambunctious self. They kind of keep together, up under Ruckus or kind of in the back area. You know, they're not staying. They're trying to stay out of sight as much as possible and not be looked at. They're, you know, just a little apprehensive about headed that way. But as y'all are walking along and Jim Jar has got point and all that, y'all notice that he stops in his tracks during one of the treks during the day or night, whenever it is, you're not quite certain. And he begins to pull out his sword. And he sniffs around and he just kind of looks back to everybody. And he motions for the group to stop and kind of, you know, he makes the motion to have everybody kind of lean up and get against the sides of the cavern walls and all that. You know, he, you know, points to his eyes, he's looking, he points to his ears, he's hearing, and there's something wrong in the area. And let's put up a map. I need a cavern map. Do I have any cavern maps? I bet I do. Where are my battle maps? Here we go.
This is the same one you used last time.
It is not. I don't know what it is. And y'all are all over here. You're over on the...
Ooh, we're inside the walls.
Yeah, no, that's because...
So,
Eldritch
is pretty good at perception. Can she take a roll to see if she can pick up what he's picking up?
He's moved over here. Now you guys can put yourself...
He went against the wall, right?
Eldith is... Okay, so Jim Jar's here. I need everybody to put themselves where they would like to be.
I thought he said he went up against the wall.
He's motioning for everybody to go up against the wall, you daft idiots.
I'm up against the wall. With
He did not say what side of the wall. So.
No, he did not. And the Topsy and Turvy actually not even paying attention. And Jim Dar is looking straight ahead. All right, and he, you know, now if you think Eldith has got perception checks and all that, he's pointing just really basically straight ahead in the cavern. And he just keeps looking at it, and he shakes his head a little bit, and he's, you know, turning it side to side, and he goes, and he reaches over, he kind of looks back, and goes, there's something up ahead. I can't tell.
Yeah, so she'll make the check from right there.
And then Dirtless, in the middle of while he's doing that, 1 second, where was that?
I said wobble the weasel on the floor so he could look around because he's got pretty good perception. I rely on him a lot.
Well, let me actually bring up the stats. So, you begin to hear in the back of your mind, Dirtless, it's kind of like a humming. There's something humming to itself. And it's, where am I gonna find my friends?
Oh my God, is it that cube? Is it that cube?
And you hear, and you hear this, and you immediately go, "That's the cube."
No way.
I knew these tunnels looked familiar.
You don't know where you can't. You hear that though, Dirt. So hold on. But what do you do when you hear that and determine?
I stand out so Jim Jar doesn't do anything. I'm just like, wait, I think it's Mr. QB.
And
let me see if I have it written down somewhere.
That's the official
name. The name of the cube is Glabagool.
No.
Glabagool.
Yeah.
Glabagool.
And I'm gonna kind of whisper back to everybody, especially Ruckus, who's right behind me, say, "Get ready." Then I'm gonna say, "Glabagool," Is that you?
Where's my friends? You're my friends. And all of a sudden you see the cube begins to shiver a little bit. And right in the hallway right here, you see it. I knew I would find you. Where are my friends? And it begins to kind of, if it could jump up and down, but you kind of see it. It's like Jello. Blah, 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 and it goes,
Can't
I
believe we
find you.
lost you through all that spider webs.
No, you guys ran off before I could get to you, and I had to travel down under the spider duties, the things that have the legs and the webbies. But they don't like me.
We didn't think you'd make it. Glad you showed up.
I'm glad too. I didn't miss my friends. I come find you. I've been looking everywhere for you. Where you been? We should stay together forever. Should we be? We're friends forever. And it just kind of. So you have your.
Yes.
He's sounding a little too much like Elda. All of a sudden.
Eldith is such a pretty. We should adopt it, don't you think, Hondo? We should adopt it. Make a nice home for it when we go.
She's talking like the goddamn slime now.
He's talking to her, and she's so pretty. She almost wants to pet it, but she won't, but she comes over here. Let's keep it. It's a pet. We'll train it and have baby cubes running around along with our children. Don't you think?
No, I don't. I think that's a terrible idea.
All the babies disappear.
Yeah, you have terrible ideas.
Oh, we're so going to have a store item for this. We're so going to have a store item for the wedding and all the gifts that will be showered upon them. You talk about DM railroading. Man, that would be the epitome of it, won't it?
I'm going to get you a green glob.
It will be a cautionary tale to all other players.
That's right. All right. So, all right. Well, you have found Glabagul, and he is smitten with the group, and he, relays a tale of harrowing, trampling around, trying to find you, lost you, when you crossed over the webs that he couldn't cross, and he was upset, and he figured he would never see you again, but then he was guided by a voice that he heard, but he doesn't have a brain, so he didn't quite understand how, he was hearing a voice inside him, and he kept looking, and like he thought he had like run over something or eaten something, and he kept looking inside him, and it looks like he's found a few things, but nothing of like any type of humanoid creatures, but he says, I am hungry, but he knew that he just felt like he had to come this way, and he traveled far and wide, and he made it around the other side of the water thing, and he explains water, but he doesn't know what it is, and he saw many of pointed black skin pointed creatures with many weapons, and they looked, they were out about searching and killing things and all that, and he had to hide a few times, worried that he might be killed himself. And basically his description that he gives you of their dro and their parties of them out there.
You did great, and now we're back together again, and we're gonna venture forth as a team.
How far are we from Thandrin and the?
You're a few days. Yeah, it's a few days now. South. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have moved off, but you now have Glabagul with you.
Glabagul, our best friend that will always be with us unless there is a bridge we must cross.
Yeah.
Yes.
Web.
Unless there's a minor inconvenience we must deal with.
Yeah, and y'all talk about that, and he when he goes he goes bling 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 din bin din don't know. He didn't quite say it right, and it's just like what was that bad that was saying there? He kind of doesn't roll off his non-existent tongue very well, and he said he was supposed to come this way. He was just he doesn't know why. And like I said, the voices, whatever that is, told him that he needed to come, that it was important for him to head toward the Dinstone. So, and he's happy he finds you. So y'all, you know, kind of move around him a little bit, and y'all are, you know, a little wary eye, but the cube is quite happy. You kind of see it shiver every now and then with as what would you think is considered joy from finding the group. And as y'all begin to continue, you know, move up north and northeast, that you start to see what definitely looks like you're coming into more of an active area. You're seeing more worn out cavern hallways, you know, that have been opened up and rocks have been pushed aside. You see a few abandoned or broken down outposts in certain spots. Yeah, you know, there's definitely been traffic here. You actually have to move Glabagool out of the way. You have a couple of caravans that come, what you believe, out from the north, and they, you know, just they don't really pay y'all a mind, other than, you know, actually, I think y'all were traveling with the caravan before the actually the side mission, so y'all are, you know, kind of headed up with. You could probably reconnect with them if you want, or you can venture off on your own. You've just got a you know, an issue to under now to explain a gelatinous cube to any and all those that, you know, decide to investigate you or come to the party. But as y'all get closer and closer, like I said, you're beginning, you see that you begin to get the outskirts of the city. That's what you believe you're seeing. And let me bring up, where's my mapping? All right. Let's see. The drone, I'm not worried about them. Come here, blending don-dons. You begin to pass through what definitely looks like some tunnels, and so you see some abandoned carts. You know you're in some mines and some quarries. That there's definitely, you know, it's what some of the gnomes are good for. There's definitely, you know, a lot that looking for, you know, jewels and gold and all this type of minerals, ores, things like that. And you're noticing that you can see some mushroom fields that you're oh so used to seeing everywhere. More mushroom fields that are used to grow and have food for the inhabitants down here. And you begin to pick up smoke, the smell of smoke, that probably accompanied with, you know, what you know, think if there's a lot of mining stuff going on here, then there's probably some forges and that kind of stuff that are filling up the air with the smog. And like I said, a few trade caravans come in and out, and you then begin to see what looks like a large gate. There is a passageway. You begin to see a stairwell form in front of you, and there are some basically a broad terrace, some stairs. It definitely cut stone that has been formed and chiseled and all that to be opulent. And do I need a grid on this map? Yes, I do. Oh no.
Is this going to take a minute? Because I could really use a refill.
Go get your refill.
Be right back.
Let me well, I need that to be 100. Not gonna do it for me, is it? Alright. Bring on the players. Holy moly. We'll be turning off the facing markers for the moment. Those look like crap. Alright, let me explain this. Boom. Share the map. And we will zoom in a little. Well, it's a big map. Give it a second. It's got to load up. And And that is actually too big of a grid. Are you kidding me? Wow. I need to go smaller. 1 second, guys. That is...
300 feet. Wow.
Yeah, and I had that. Those were some big. Actually, that's just a little. I'm gonna do 50. Here, let me remove everybody. I want to delete. All right, let me bring y'all back on the map here. All right, this is a little better. It's still not. They didn't give me a scale, but no matter. We'll make it work. Everybody's coming up the stairs here. And what you see is a big gate made of steel and mithril, inlaid with looks like to be some alloys and plates. You definitely can tell that it's adamantine, and it's very, very sturdy. And there is a little terrace that kind of runs along the top area, and there's a little slope to that terrace to provide some disadvantage for climbing and for ramming and stuff like that. You definitely can tell that this big gate before you has been thought out. And there is some activity that you can kind of see walking along the top area. There you can see what looks to be some guards kind of walking up above, and they have not yet seen the group make its way up.
How far from the gate are we?
Okay, so it's going to take you about you're at the bottom of the stairwells. Let's just put it that way. And if you look at your chart, we're not to scale here on this map, but it's a good 300 feet from the bottom of the stairs that you're seeing up this terrace all the way up to this huge stone door.
So, I mean, we kind of want to announce that we're coming, yeah?
Yeah, this is the place, right? Bringing some.
So, I mean, I could just light up my hammer and move forward so they see us and be like, we're not a threat.
Jim Jar saying, man, this is, we present the right words, present the right attitude, and things will be great. Promise you. And then he says, where's my gold piece?
I already gave it to him. He took it.
I don't remember that. You gave me the gold piece?
Yeah, I threw a coin. I threw a gold piece down. He gathered up all the coins, and he led us to the gate. I even subtracted it from my...
he looks at you
inventory.
sideways.
I will hand him a gold piece as well.
That's more like it.
All right, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna pull out my hammer because it has the light on it, and I'm just gonna walk forward, and I'm just gonna be like, hey, hello, the gate. We're coming up.
Yeah,
And
you see that. Yeah, so y'all
start moving forward.
Yeah, you start moving forward, and they basically begin to, they take some positions, and they call out. You hear them say, "Visitors approaching," and you hear a few more rustles and puzzles. Running around, feet slapping the ground. Things moving around. You see one guy, or guard, that looks like he grabs something out of his pocket, and it's like a binocular but it's just it's a big rock, and he puts it to his eyes, and you kind of see him scanning the area as he's looking at y'all, and he's making a big show of it, and he watches y'all for a while as you begin to continue moving up forward, and he goes, he looks over, it's all clear, and they then wait for y'all to proceed to continue forward. They don't say anything else.
Yep, I'll just lead the group right up onto wherever they want us to be.
Yep.
You can present yourself at the foot of the stair, the top of the stairs there. Who be you? Why are you here before our great door? State your purpose.
We were travelers on the surface, and we were abducted by the Drow, and we have escaped, and now we're here.
We just want to get to the surface.
Yeah, too much information, Honda.
I think that was pretty succinct, wasn't it?
Varys has
you know,
some force to protect.
I just summed up like 6 months of D&D right there.
Yeah, they basically,
God,
as you were doing that, you see many of the gnomes, have to slap themselves awake from such a great tale that was told. They were falling asleep as it was being given to them.
What?
I didn't hear one adjective.
Well, once again, they stopped. What brings you, wonderful, but what brings you to our great city of Blending Stone? Why do you seek, I would assume you seek entrance to our city. Why? Why should we let the group of you in?
Like the, what are you?
We have one of their members, for one thing.
Banjo, what are you?
Hey.
You're a
Bugbear.
furball.
Jim Jar, is just slapping his face. He's got this, oh my God, as he walks by Hondo, and
we need entrance
to
resupply and find our way out of here.
We're trying to get to the surface, you bastards. Open up.
And we have a person that we believe needs to be buried here. He wanted his remains.
And we have to deliver some. We have a delivery to make.
Yeah.
Jim Jar is just, he's holding his face in his hands as he watches this. Then he waits and he looks back and he kind of whispers, "Are you through?" And then he turns and he does this flamboyant maneuver of, let me to introduce myself, great brethren. My name is Jim Jar the Great. I'm here to beseech you to let me, my companions in, as we are weary on the road and are looking for shelter from the elements and from the beasts that make this home and would devour and eat the skin and meat off our bones. With a brief, introduction to your captain of the guards, or that who you may, take us and you may interview us at greater lengths. So we just ask that you take us in to this great and wonderful city of Blending Stone, and we shall make haste to refresh ourselves, requench our thirst and supplies, and move our way. Be so kind to maybe introduce us to a few who have ways and know the ways to get up to the surface, for these surface dwellers have had enough of the underground. They're not fit, nor can they last too long, like us great deep gnome,
what he said.
Who, find it, this is refreshing to be here. They need to get back up there because they're a little frail. And
and we were long-winded, right?
Yeah. And so, he just looks and they're all listening to him intently. He has captured them. It's a rapture. You notice that he palls over you, even Topsy and Turvy, who, they're gnomes also, and they kind of come up and you see some hesitation, very so slightly, from the guards up above. And Jim Jar, pay them no mind, but let me and my companions enter and, give us safe room and board somewhere of your choosing, and all will be good. And they all are just kind of like, wow, he's really good at saying stuff. He's a really good artist. They love what he says, and it's uncanny. What you're seeing, normally he's been a jokester and he bets all the time and he plays around and he does a little attacking. But when he stepped up there and did this maneuver and this pirouette kind of and throwing his hands up in the air and making signs and discussing what's been going on, the gnomes are just in rapture of what he's doing. Even, like I said, even Topsy-Turvy for a brief moment come out of their sullenness, and you feel ashamed that you are in such great company of someone like himself.
No. I'm gonna ask Varys, is there a
I applaud.
There you go. They do too, almost. You basically see them going They, and a couple of them, they reach in and they bring out they've got little napkins and they dab them on their eyes. They hadn't heard such a story like that in their whole life. They are, they're in awe. I'm actually not joking. That this is actually what you saw was different, and he raptured them.
I cannot believe Topsy and Turvy could convey such emotion in this way.
So one of the gnomes say, "One moment while we get Chief Diggermouth, and we will bring you to the Diggermouth and let him see for himself who you are. The one great with master flower of words, you do us great service and stand before our door. We shall let you in."
Can we, before we go in, can we get the core group for a quick word?
A quick power?
Well, I want to know if any of us know, is there some kind of demon lord or from the nine hells that this kind of thing is like the norm?
What's the norm?
Like, okay, because we saw the big guy that came out of the lake, right?
You saw, that would be the Demogorgon, yes.
Okay, then we saw the mushroom lady.
Yes, you did.
And are these not like pit fiends or demon lords, or
they're like some of the baddest of the baddest?
Right. So we've seen now how many of those?
You've seen two. Okay, so let's go back and look at our map here, folks. Let's bring it back up. Underdark. You have seen some demons and stuff. You actually fought some lesser demons, and that had a fight actually in the prison. Those were they were chasing each other. Then you went to Slubadop, and that is where the Demogorgon came roaring out of the Dark Lake and began to lay siege to the deal.
That's one.
You went to Gracklestug, and you ran into some. You got to remember there was an obelisk or something down below that was causing problems, and the forays was all down in there, and the Durgar themselves were acting. They were off by the way that they perceived each other, and they're
All right, so let's assume that there was one there, but we couldn't
missed a demon. Huh?
Yeah, so there's one. There's two.
Yeah.
Then there was the fungus guy.
Lady. That was a female demon.
Okay, so is it not unreasonable to wonder which demon has shown up here? Do we? So can we do some kind of? I'm going to ask the group. I'll be like, "Hey guys, what does anybody know any demon lords that affect people like this?"
Maybe the body demon lord.
Just flowery prose and overdoing it, kind of whatever.
So you're thinking you just watched the demon? Oh, I got you. Okay.
Sloth, and maybe when we enter, we'll find the demon. But I'm pretty sure it's sloth or something like that.
Well, I mean,
Jim Jar,
Vanity Demon.
Yeah, Jim Jar is a deep gnome, and so are Topsy and Turvy.
All right, but did anybody expect to show up at a city where the deep gnomes react this way? I certainly didn't.
Gnomes are finicky.
I don't know very much about deep gnomes, so.
Well, that's why I'm saying before we go in,
okay.
I'm asking the group because I personally don't know.
Captain Reboot, we're getting raided. No. Welcome to the rejects. Any of those are coming over? We're being raided.
It doesn't even matter if there's a demon. We're going in.
So nobody wants to make a roll to see if we know anything about what kind of demon might be affecting the town.
Sure, I'll make a roll.
I'm not sure, buddy. Could be any of them. Maybe all of them. Let's find out. Then we'll decide if we should run like wimps or not again. But hey, we're still alive.
Demons are not a bad thing. That's what Barry says.
Oh, God damn it.
And as always, Sandro, you don't know shit.
I know, right? The goddamn religion roll. Never.
This place is safe. Come on,
That's
guys.
my babies.
Yeah, but nothing here. Everybody,
Hello, Captain.
Everybody enter.
Welcome to the rejects. Thanks for
How
dropping
Humble
by
got,
with your
got to
players.
be a priest is a wonder to me.
I know. I've never hit those. Let's hope the Warlock works out better.
We are playing Out of the Abyss. If you haven't played it, I believe your group was Horde of the Dragon Queen or Rise of Tiamat. I think it was Horde of the No, it was Rise of Tiamat. They were actually with the Gauntlet guys, weren't they? I think that's what Captain Reboot was playing. One of the two. I saw, dropped in on their stream for a little bit and hosted them. We appreciate the raid. So yeah, you guys do the Horde. Yeah, okay, good to hear. My ladies, my Saturday night group, all ladies, are in the Rise of Tiamat right now. They finished Horde a while back ago, and they're in the middle of that. Come by and say hi to the ladies. Let's see, what am I doing? Oh yeah,
Yeah, just ignore us because we're the rejects.
So
Welcome.
yeah, welcome to the rejects. Yes, everybody ignores us. Hondo, you failed miserably. That's Eldith. She just goes, "That's my baby. Consistency. That's what I like."
Yeah, that's consistently bad.
Bad to me, you are.
Can we at least get?
Sorry. What?
We've been traveling for days. Can we have the full rest? Everything cleared off?
Oh yeah, it should be. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all have several full rests. Boom.
All right.
How about that? Done.
So I'm ready to go because I didn't roll shit. So
You
I
didn't.
think
And
everything's fine.
Y'all the gate is opened, and what you will see is, whoops. You begin to walk down. I need my Blending Stone DM map. Let's do this.
Are there any like deep gnomes on the other side of the door watching us or anything?
There are a few around. You basically get pulled into this cavern area. There is so over, you're watching that. There is a large, at the top, there's a wagon kind of secured on some stone leads pulled up by a chain. And actually, when you move over to there, close to that,
Party huddle.
Varus, you will see
What are we doing with
an earth elemental. You might want to back up a little bit because he's right here. That stands there, and he has his hand on a chain, and kind of looks like he operates this mechanism that is pulling. It's a cart lift, and it doesn't. It's very small. It's barely the size of a gnome itself, and he looks like he's used to. He just kind of sits there and he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything. He just kind of it's like he's on station to lift stuff up and down into this cart. Not sure what, but that's what you see. Some carts and sleds go down.
Party huddle. What are we doing with them, baby?
That's right. You got Glabagool. Just
That's you want to party huddle for?
Baby, what are we doing with Glabagool?
They have a gelatinous cube as a friend.
Let's bring him in.
No, I hadn't done that yet, dog, for the banner bug. If it's still there, let me know if you see it fluctuate in the stream.
We'll just have him go behind us. He cleans our tracks. Nobody
He cleans our tracks, and let's just inform everybody ahead of us that he's with us.
Well, you better tell Jim Jar to do it because apparently they only respond to him.
Yeah, Jim Jar, tell the story.
He will briefly look. Oh, that will bring a problem to our companion, having our companion here. You little one, and he points to you, Durlus. Tell our companion here to make himself, put himself up on the upper reaches of the landing over here and wait for a brief moment while we go speak with the chief, and we will have him bide his time, and we promise to come back and get him once I clear the way and make sure that the inhabitants of this great city will not have a problem with his type being here.
I will inform him that he needs to wait here, and I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna be
Thanks for the follow.
the weasel.
Walls.
Wobble's gonna stay here and watch you, so that you're not alone.
All right. Let me find out where that 8 deep gnomes, and they will. The settlement lead them to an audience with the chief in area 14, and I believe that is down. Where is 14? Ah! DM map, please. Oh, holy moly! All the way down there. Darn. All right. So they're gonna take y'all all the way through. Alright, so you will follow. I'm going to begin to reveal to you the inner workings of this city. And you don't have to move yet, but you're going to... Oh boy. Quit. You're going to follow a path. And you're seeing... this cavern area, and you can kind of see there's some walls kind of up above, and it looks to be more, there's some, like a little ledge. You can't quite see above this ledge, but you can tell that there, this is look like it's a, actually we'll reveal that too, as though it's kind of a walkway, and it kind of goes down, and there's ledges above there that you can, possibly that the gnomes have, if groups of people or something were to be trapped in the hallways you're walking, they can rain terror, down from up above. Basically, you're being walked into what looks to be some turning and twisting paths that run between 10-foot high walls studded with nails. Climbing, basically the nails are stuck into the wall, so it makes it very hard to climb up without taking, multiple damages from these nails. And the paths, you can tell, looks like they are sloped at different angles that, and some of them are very deep as you walk them and then go back upstairs and slope back up. This is definitely a kill zone of some sort, to make your way through, into the city. They tell you this is, you're basically being taken through, the first entrance, and they will then and tokens only. Yeah, so you can go right ahead as you're watching. There's an outcrop here, and you just continue on the path that I'm leading you guys on. And then, actually, I want to do this. You continue onwards. And then some places you're actually going under a bridge. Welcome to the Rejects, Casey. Thanks for dropping in and checking us out. We're in the middle of Out of the Abyss, or some quarter way through. We're not all the way through. They're still learning. It tosses and twists and turn. Actually, I'm just going to open this up because it's kind of... Ooh, how the hell do y'all get out of here? This is weird how they got this map. It's kind of hard to understand. I'm going to open it
It's
all
like a
up.
maze, huh?
It is a maze. So yeah, and that's what it says it is. And you get this understanding as y'all are moving more and more through it, that you see, more of these, you see more outposts and closed doors, and you can kind of see where they can move around the top sections of this area. I'm actually going to just show the whole case for you. You can't see, but it's a maze. And y'all walk through the tunnel areas and get to come out through a door. And then you're brought into what looks like another winding tunnel. There's some stone towers here that you come through, and some more doors. and then you are into another tunnel that's about 30 feet high, and it's embedded in its walls. You see a bunch of gems, and it looks like they're they're not naturally there. They're in particular orders. They make patterns on the walls. Dirtless, you can actually make me an Arcana check if you would like when you walk into this area.
Please.
And y'all can bring everybody along except Ghoul. Ghoul, y'all come over here. Oh, don't need him.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Earth Elemental. Hi, Earth Elemental.
Yeah. Well, you're
I was
not sure.
keeping
There is that you.
Global and keep Wobble was gonna stay with Global in company.
Okay. Wobble can go back over there. The ferret. Alrighty. You, not quite certain what you're seeing, Dirtless, in the walls, other than you can see that there is a magical aura surrounding all these gems in the walls.
I'm also gonna study them to see if they form a pattern because I have like a really high intellect. So,
yeah, but you failed that just a minute ago. Your intellect.
No, that was like a magic test. That was a magic. I'm just I'm seeing if they're like in groups of 3s or 5s or 2s or if they go red, green, blue, something like that.
All right, roll her up. Watch them fail.
I know. Say that.
I'm gonna jinx it. I'm jinx it. They don't make any particular patterns, but there is definitely they are set at certain different heights and all that. There's a reason they're in the walls, and there's magic in these gems. You're not sure what, but there's magic there. And you come up to another door, and in this door, you walk through it, and you begin to see what looks to be. Oh boy, I'm gonna sneeze.
By the way,
there's.
Bless you.
Go ahead. Thank you.
By the way, I'm waving and smiling at all the deep gnomes we passed.
Well, so is Jim Jar, and you basically see what looks like a reception hall area, something like that. There are a lot of people kind of milling about, moving around, and then y'all begin to move south into. Well, actually, is that where you'll want to go? No, actually, you don't go there. You go the other way. Oops, you go over here.
Is someone taking us somewhere?
Yeah, a couple of the guards are. They're taking you to see Chief Diggermatic. And you walking into here, it looks like it's a temple area. You see some people, see some gnomes praying. There is a little altar in the middle of the room. There are a few dressed up in some robes. And you're walking through there. Where's everybody? Get everybody over there. Let me see. Who are we missing? Oh, we're missing the NPCs, guys. You gotta have them. These guys are important now. Can't leave them behind. Come on, Hondo. Hondo, actually make me a religion check. He's gonna fail. Folks, just call it right here. Jim Jar goes, he's gonna fail it. I bet a copper piece.
Is that
Eldith goes, no, he won't. No, he won't. I'll bet. Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. And
it probably does us no good. That's the only time he's going to roll something useful.
You quickly, you were standing you were standing right there next to the wall, and briefly, this, this gnome's head comes poking out of the wall there, and you know it's a ghost, actually. Hondo, you saw it quickly. This was an undead spirit that just kind of and looked at you quickly. These big eyes kind of looked at you and then just kind of disappeared into the rocks.
I'll whisper, Pellic. Pellic, is that you?
No, you didn't recognize. They're definitely a different face. All right,
and
it disappeared. It disappeared on you.
You know Pellic?
Who do you asking that?
Apparently just a stone wall, because if the ghost disappeared.
He disappeared. Yeah. But now you do have, so you have there's some standing around and moving around real quick are a few gnomes, and they're, kind of giving you the side. They look at each a little bit, and one of them introduces himself as, well, how does he introduce himself? Woo. Well, the simple's dedicated to Siege Earth Caller, the silvering god of deep earth and nature. Oh, Glyphic Shroomlight, yes. There is a young novice that comes up and greets you all, and the guards just basically introduce. We've got visitors to go see Chief Diggermodic. They have no time for prayer and such, and Jim Jar, there's always time for prayer. We shall come back when the time is right, and I will have my companions kneel before the altar here and give praise for our safe journey through the Underdark. But time is not now. We must follow the guards. And they hush you through the temple area. And then you come into another zone that is being worked up by some deep gnomes, and you see some cave badgers kind of moving around, and they look like they're reinforcing the stone. They're reinforcing some doors here. There's some barricades that looks like they're erecting. Some important work is being done here. And y'all are then taken on through into here. And what you see before you, actually you don't see that. That's inside of a house. Don't do that. Looks like you're moving to walk into an area. You see people coming in and out of little holes and hovels and all. This looks like some type of residential area. Except for this back platform area, you see a few guards standing there. And this is where the guards bring you. Bring the whole group here. Whee! Come on, Dirt. Come join us, Dirt. Dirtles. Shh, okay. Dirt comes. And what you see before you, there's about 24 or so deep gnomes moving around here. Some look like they're doing errands. Others are huddled around some stone tables. They're looking at papers and maps. There's a good bit of activity here. In the back of the room, there is a dais that's kind of carved into the rock of the cavern, atop which looks like a couple of some stone desks. And there looks to be like there's a male and a female that are sitting behind this desk, kind of looking with some advisors, and they're talking with some that are standing next to them and all that. Some deep discussion. And then the guards kind of do a quick rat-a-tap of their spears and all that on the ground to announce, like they're announcing you, and the group kind of stop speaking in a second and turn and look at you. And this one gnome kind of gets up and he comes over and he leans down and he looks at the guards, and the guard whispers in his ear and he goes, welcome to our great city of Blending Stone. My name is, Chief Dorbo Diggermodic. And he asks you then, once again, what brings you to our gates and into our sanctum of Blending Stone? What can the deep gnomes do for surface dwellers as yourself? And Jim Jar kind of takes a step back for a second and looks over. You gonna try again, dwarf?
Is he talking to me?
One of you. Or looks at Dirtless. He was asking you. I shall speak with him shortly.
I'll ask him. Do we have to speak in flowery language to him, or can we just get to the point?
Yeah, we have to speak in flowery language.
Yes, flowery language.
Take off my hat, bow my head, and in great detail with lots of color and emphasis explain what we've done and where we're going. Yeah.
That's it.
Banjo will kneel on the ground like a slave because he knows what the monarch's like.
What?
Oh. No, we bow our heads and we talk with
Holy crap.
Cusco and
Thank God Ruckus is not here tonight.
It would go badly for the group if he was here, because he's over there fuming. You know, like he just wants to bash some heads. And once again,
Hell yes.
you know, Jim Jar, you know, he just puts his head down in shame for a brief moment.
Okay, let me explain to you what we've been through and where we're going, and
please do
everything. You
are a surface gnome, are you not? Yes, I can tell that. So please, you know, gnomes are pressed for time and our abilities. We must stay on top of all that is before us. I'm
going to take at least 2 hours explaining where we've been before we even get to where we're going. And I'm going to explain every detail. I'm even going to talk about that guy with the funny hat that we were chasing. And Droki, how we chased Droki, and Droki led us into these caverns, and it was all dark and scary, and then we lit it up, and we made friends, and they all liked us, and then they sent us, we're on a mission here, we actually have to deliver gems and everything. We don't eat mushrooms. Oh yeah, we did eat some mushrooms. Explain about all the different types of mushrooms.
Not anymore.
Tell him about Pellic.
Who's Pellic?
Yeah, we found a body of a deep gnome.
Oh yeah.
In the wheelstone tunnels of the horrible Darrow encampment. The poor fella, he was slain there, and he needs to be brought here to rest in proper burial.
Oh,
don't forget about the gems we have to deliver.
Yeah, that's a perk. That perks up there is a little bit. And he goes, then you must retrace your steps back to the temple area, and they can help you with that task, if that is so case that you have one of us that needs to be returned here in a proper service. They will be more than glad to help you. And you know, then Jim Jar steps up again, and though their words are crash and unfamiliar with the way to eloquently speak about that which is Blending Stone and the greatness of this city, let me refresh that these group of outlanders need advice, need guidance to get themselves up above to the lands above the great Underdark and the great city of Blending Stone, and they come here before you, beseeching you to show them the way. And Diggermox, they review that a little bit, and unfortunately, Chief goes, we do not have time at the moment, unfortunately, to turn resources away from what is happening here and what is going on to keep this city fortified and protected against the scourge of the Drow. Every day is spent, rebuilding that which was destroyed of this great city, and unfortunately, we are too busy to turn resources away at the moment. We're under severe pressure here to get this all back above. Sorry.
Who took it?
What's that? Y'all spoke over each other. What would you... He basically says, unfortunately, we can't help you at the moment.
We knew that was going to be the case coming in, just FYI. And we should slowly make our way back over to the... where we saw that, platform and religious people.
Mm-hmm. You can't.
Yeah, we know it.
So, but we're going to go this slowly. Nobody should be in a rush here.
We should try to find Pellic's whatever relatives, his next of kin.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just taking him to
Yeah,
the
I think we
temple.
should just bring him to the temple. And
I've carried this asshole for too long.
yeah, bring him to the temple. And if they want us to find his next of kin, they'll let us know.
Yeah. So I'll ask Jim Jar to take us to wherever you.
Oh, we just passed.
Yeah, take us back to wherever they bury y'all.
So tell me again, what do you want to do now? You want to go back over there to the temple?
Drop his body at the cemetery. Just like literally drop him in a hole.
No. We'd like Jim Jar to take us back to whatever temple they use to give rites to the dead, and then we'll go from there.
Well, he says, yes, we will. Jim Jar says, yes, let us excuse ourselves from these great leaders. We shall come back again when we have more ways in which to maybe entice them to help us. Our communication skills are lacking, apparently, to get through. They seem pressed for time right now. Maybe we should figure out other ways in which to make ourselves useful here while we await some decisions from.
All right, let's bury this guy and go find a hotel.
You don't have any other options.
Let's bury this guy. Why don't we just kidnap the guy here?
You got to come back over to the temple area where it's just north of y'all. Y'all can move. Your tokens are unlocked. I'm going to keep... Well, actually, I want Jim Jar with y'all so he can make y'all look like fools. Let's move everybody. Yeah, come on. Let's move everybody over here.
I'm sure that will get us out.
The hard way.
Yep, and so y'all come back to there, and the deep known acolyte comes over, and he, once again, he pardons himself for his he's just a young novice. The main cleric is not here at the moment, and they are, busy about cleansing the catacombs and the area from all the evil, magic and death that was permeating the rooms of Blending Stone. And they are pressed for time, unfortunately, to perform great rituals and all that. How, what brings you back to our hallowed halls here? What service?
We'll let them know that we're in no hurry, but we've found a corpse that needs to be properly taken care of.
Somebody named Pellet. We can show him the ring. This signet.
Yeah, I'll lay out the body. I'll say, this is Pellic.
You guys are going way too fast.
Who fell outside of Gracklestug to a crazed Darrow and asked to be returned here. And
so the gnome shows a bit of you see recognition of a great, if you truly have the corpse and the remains of one of their kin, then that is, he considers a blessing, and you see a little bit of respect pop into his eyes from that, and he motions to this tunnel that's right down behind the temple right here, and he says, the catacombs are here. If you will take the remains and place them in one of the small little cutouts, one of the resting places, that will help his spirit finally get the rest that it needs.
Throw it in a hole. I knew it.
I'll ask him if it's their tradition to bury possessions with the body, or do possessions go on to the family?
He will,
because we have the ring, so.
He says he says it would be best to probably leave the jewelry with the remains in the catacomb. He's not sure who Pellet would, but the word will be put out about his name, and he makes sure that he gets the name spelled right properly from you, and he makes some notes in it. and he said, we will send out some more of the acolytes and the initiates that are wanting to join the order, and they will begin to make the rounds to see if anyone and all recognizes that name. For the time being, he says, in trust that you may put the belongings with the remains in the catacomb, and they will ensure that, he says, I have no worry or concerns that it will be taken from here.
Oh, whatever. He's probably going to pocket the thing. This guy's a homeless guy.
Yeah, he's not even a priest.
Not yet, I'm not. I'm just an acolyte. That's true. But
all right, so I'll head down there to get the test done.
Okay, so you go down there and you move around, and you can see that there are other bodies, and you've got a little smell down here, but there are definitely several bodies draped and wrapped up, and you do see different accoutrements laid with some of them. Some of them are plain, but the other ones do have a few on the body or next to the body, things like that. Small jewelry, nothing big, nothing too fancy. And you begin to lay the body and the remains into this little bit of catacomb. And as you're doing that, just this flush of cold air just kind of moves across your face, and you happen to just quickly turn and you see the body of another gnome appear right next to you, kind of watching you as you put the body in there. And it's the same face and ghost that you saw that popped through the wall when you were up here before. And it just kind of looks at you, and he just says, that is very nice of you, very nice of you, that is a good thing you do for putting the spirit to rest.
I'll ask him if you need me to run down your body and bring it back here.
Well, now, good Sir Dwarf, it seems fortuitous that you should ask me something of the sort like this. You may call me, I am Burrow Warden Jagger. And may I ask, what brings you to this great city?
Two things. No, I guess three things. One, we needed to return the body of Pellic here. Two, we had an errand to throw some gems, bring some gems to somebody. And we're also looking for a way to the surface.
I make a deal with you. I will answer one question for a task ahead of you, since you have brought and laid the rest of this deep gnome Pellic. I will consider that one, but I have two more remains that need to be brought here and laid to rest, of good friends and colleagues of mine. If you would be so kind as to perform the task of retrieving them and bringing them here, I will answer a question per each ghost laid to rest here. Any question that you ask. If I have the answers or can find the answers, I will do that for you. So what say you? Do we have an accord?
I'm gonna hold up my hand. Do any of the other people with me see this guy?
You're down there by yourself.
No one came down with me?
No one said they were coming down with you. You went down there by yourself. You said you went down there. No one said they were following you, so you went down there by yourself.
I did not follow.
I don't follow. I don't go nowhere.
All right, I will say yes. And then I'll say I need to go up and consult my companions to see what question we're going to ask first.
Run away! Run away!
He says, all you must do is you may, to find me again or call for me, just call out for Warden Jagger, and I am down here and I can find you. I'm here for eternity, it believes, asking for the return of two other colleagues here, not far off.
I'll say, give me the information on your two colleagues, because the least I can do is attempt to find them.
He begins to tell you that there are two other spirits that infest the area, and that they need to be laid to rest. One of them he names as Vazuk, Vazuk, and that is you go up through into the reception hall area, which was right. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's straight west. Here, I will. You're in a whole area here. Oh, darn it. Let me explain what you're seeing. I'm not gonna, because I don't want to have to undraw all this, and there's a lot going on. But this whole area to the west and to the south is living areas. You're pretty certain there's other stuff going on here, but you haven't really had a chance to transverse it. But you're being told that there, hovels and makeshift caves and stuff everywhere, plus other sights to see. But you're in a residential area, and he says Vazuk's home is to the west here, and he is mad with grief. And if he is not laid to rest, he could be a threat to the other residents of Blending Stone. But you must search for him through the area with care, as to not, raise concern to the living gnome of the town. And then he says there is another deep gnome named Udsak who lives and died somewhere, actually in Rockblight, which is in a northeast section of Blending Stone that you have not made yourself, you don't know what's out. He just says died somewhere up in Rockblight.
Rockblight. Okay.
Rockblight, northeast section of Blending Stone. Bring them to the catacombs here and lay them to rest, and he will answer one question per ghost. You already have one on the table that you may ask when necessary.
How do we get to this?
Well, he's told that to Hondo. None of y'all down there hear this. He's right next to Hondo.
I know when Hondo asks, that's what I'm going to tell him.
Well, you have to wait. RP at the right moment.
Okay, so
Damn it.
has he left, or is he dissipated, or is
he just kind of hovers there, and you've said that you were going to, are you leaving him? You said you were going to return.
Well, I'm going to let him know my intention.
Okay.
Without asking a question, I'm going to look for your companions. I need to go consult with my companions.
He has nowhere to go. He
All
will
right,
see.
so-
He will see you again, and he dissipates into the rock face.
And up I go.
Okay. So then here comes Hondo, bodiless now.
Thanks for taking care of that, Hondo. I think we're all ready for lunch now.
Oh yeah.
Let's go hit up a tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gnome
I'll be
stuff
like,
soft.
it's a smelly hole, guys. Let's get out of here.
Very curious, Andrew.
I will let them know what transpired and my intent.
I think we should discuss it over lunch.
Agreed. Let's go.
Do we know where's the tavern?
Yeah.
Actually,
Maybe it's northwest
Well,
of here.
the guards are with you, and so they've been told that they shall keep you company.
take us to a place where we can get some lunch, and then we need to head to
That would be the foaming mug. Follow me. And
the living quarters. All right, I gotta put the headset.
What? Do what? What did you say?
I'll be right back.
Oh, he's leaving us. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to begin to make your way. And I'm drawing, you see these holes in the ground. Those are hovels and entrances and homes, but you're not supposed to see all that, but I'm not too worried about it at the moment. But he brings the group over here. When he comes back, one moment, I will then tell you all what's Keith asking me. How do I pin topics in Discourse? I know you were streaming, and tell me later so I can pin what I want in the calendar category. Oh, I found it. I'm busy streaming. What's going on, folks? We're in a brief pause moment for a second as Hondo, I guess his headset ran out of juicy. No? Anybody?
I think he went to go get a drink.
He went to go get a drink. Yeah, more than likely. Yeah.
He ran him juicy.
Better.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to get a drink also.
You're gonna go get a drink real quick because y'all have been taken to the guards have taken you to what they call the foaming mug, and we're waiting for the crew. It's the Deadbeats, guys. It's just it's how they roll.
No wonder it takes us months to
Pretty much
clear a room.
Pretty much. Oh my god! And while we're waiting, if we've got some people that are in chat, we'll do a raffle. Watch Dog win it all, but because he always does, somehow he's figured out how to beat the raffle. But we'll do a quick raffle for anybody that's watching, and the rest of you, welcome to Praetor's Rejects, the Deadbeats. We also run Portal's Reach here, which is our West Marches campaign. If you do exclamation Portal Dog, any of my mods there paying attention, you can we got the World Anvil site is there. The DM wiki will show up. We have a Praetor's Reject off of the main website. There is our community forum server where you can find out more information about Portal's Reach, and play in a game if you'd like.
Hey.
So that being said, we're waiting.
I took care of it.
Did you? Oh, thank you. See, look at you. You're the one that busted my balls over all the stuff, and you already know how to run. There. There's Zeb. Zeb is the one, Dirt, you're asking. He's the one that has created, I think, if you've got the link, send me that link again. Where did you post that, Zeb? Was it in the Discourse or Discord server? Basically, he has a link. He's created a spreadsheet of who's who, characters-wise, because he's losing track of all the people already, which is going to happen because there's, now
I think I'm gonna go druid.
The spreadsheet, yeah. Go ahead, Dirt. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm going druid.
Where did you post that? You put that in Portal Lobby. I'll post in the community server. Yeah, put it in the Tavern Talk, Zeb, would you? Put a link there in Tavern Talk. And that'll be it's his. This is his user created spreadsheet. It's already intricate. It rivals the one that we're doing for all the DM stuff. Yeah. Tavern Talk would be a good place to post that. And the people are asking, so yeah, anybody new watching? Yes, if you head over to, we've got a couple off the website. Then there is a community server, and you can sign up there. And you can see a bunch of stuff that's going on in our West Marches campaign. It's basically the player community board that we use to track stuff. Is Hondo back yet? Is he back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. My family needed me, so I did.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Varus, are you back or did you go AFK? He's AFK. Banjo, are you there?
Warpig?
That's Keith. That's Faerone. He's the map. He is the calendar, the man of time, the elf of time.
Wait, is he the one that died?
No, that's Crenell. That was Crewcast.
Didn't we just have a war pig to drink the other night, Hondo?
War pig to drink.
I thought that was Blood Omen.
We had Blood Omen and Whispering Pig or something.
Oh, Whistle Pig, yeah.
Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig.
Yeah.
Okay. We're waiting if they get back. I know they went to go to drink real quick. We're waiting. So that you guys can enter the foaming mug.
Oh, so we haven't entered the tavern yet? Okay.
No, we had to wait for our cleric to show up.
Yeah, cleric was busy,
No, it's not about a drink. I had to go track down some kids real quick.
Had to go cleric.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. What are your kids doing awake?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm on a player induce break. Drink break, really. He says he needs to go take care of his kids, but you can hear in the background the little ice rattling in a glass. Yeah, we know.
You heard nothing. Yeah. Nothing of the sort.
Yep, exactly. There it is.
I'm fishing out a maraschino cherry or something.
Yeah, exactly. Chewing his cherries. So, are these buffoons back? Come on. I should have taken a 5-minute break, but it's okay. We got under an hour left.
And that's it. And then we all die.
Well, you two buffoons line you up.
I mean, let's face it, we're carrying the show tonight anyway, so progress.
The RP is just outstanding, okay?
Yeah, you're not like trying to draw the RP out of us. Every time we RP, you're like, that sucks.
Go to the end of the line.
Yeah. It's like Duff's drill sergeant style of drawing out the good.
That's not true. That's not true.
That was the worst shit I've ever heard.
Jim Jar said that, not me. That was Jim Jar. He was just.
I misunderstood. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now. Okay. I'm a benign entity in this game. Okay. Oh my Lord. Okay, let's get this started. They need to catch up. You are taken by the guards to what is called the foaming mug, and they let you know that you should feel at home here. This is a specific establishment that was built to house foreign guests, those that visit Blending Stone, and you kind of move in, and you will get the feeling that you sure are. It's an inn, and there are a few here, and they motion you go to inside, and behind a little quick, small little bar, because a few of you now, the Furball, I will definitely say, and the Bugbear to some degree, and Prince Darendale, got to do a little stooping. This place was not built for those of medium to tall heights, and you've got to squeeze around, and the Furball himself probably will have to sit down on the ground because he is way too big. He sitting in anything would crush the chairs, break them apart. Is the Banjo's the same way. Banjo's the same way. These two guys are a little big for the britches, and the gnome.
I'll just crouch in the corner.
Yeah, you got to kind of crouch a little bit.
I want one of them to sit over my door.
Yeah. Though but he it says the barkeep is his name. He introduced himself. I'm a Tappy Foam Strap, and I run the inn here. And he looks a little bored, and he was when y'all walked in. Just kind of not much happening. But he lets you know that we have plenty of rooms, and we do have a few rooms for medium guests. So don't worry. It is to be expected, but he can't for the rest of the city and things like that. Don't expect too much of the ability that you are going to fit anywhere. But here it was specifically designed to accompany those creatures such as yourselves that might need a little extra leg room in their lives. And it's chatting and all that. Was a gruff voice and all this for this, but it actually, you can turn up as she begins that this gnome is speaking to you gruff and kind of coughs a little bit, but then the voice changes a little bit, and she drinks some beer, and actually it's a female that's standing there before you, but it was, you couldn't tell for a moment when she was talking. It was a gruff voice that came out of her. But it's a deeper voice than you're used to, on females. But she begins to pepper you with who you are, what brings you to Blending Stone. We don't get right at the moment with all the work that's being done and things like that, where there's not much in the way of travelers that stay for long. That the smoke of war is still thick here. The Drow, though they don't attack now, it could only be a matter of time before they get the courage again to come into our city. Though we'll make them pay this time if they decide to try to just take any of our kin and relatives and things like that. And she, she asks about, once again, who you are, about your lives and adventures.
See, months ago, we were captured and imprisoned. We got jailed. Then it took us weeks to plan this escape. And then finally, the opportunity showed itself, and we made our way out, out of the prison. And then we're being pursued through all of these tunnels, and we met this green glob. Yeah, on and on and on. I'm gonna tell her everything, almost everything.
She keeps you give this long little tale. She has slid you a few drinks. What were you drinking? Wine or mead, or did you want water? What was your beverage of choice, Durless, as you were doing this?
Wine.
They've got a simple wine here, but you were drinking it and making this tale, and you had the inhabitants. There's probably, I'd say, maybe less than a dozen inhabitants here. Some eating food. They're mostly all.
I'll stand up on stage and tell the story.
All right, and well, you see that you begin to engage them, and you get Jim Jar's nod of approval that you're engaging the crowd with the story, and he kind of sits back and and he takes a coin from Topsy and Turvy for some reason. You don't know why. And you relate this tale, and she fills your glass up a few times and doesn't even ask for payment. And she brings out a little bit of food. It's nothing fancy. It's definitely some shroom-based foods, and soups and all that. But there's a few fruits and a few other tidbits of some types of meat that definitely are not of the shroom based, that I think the rest of you would probably try to gobble up and ask for more. And
I make sure that we tell about this green glob that became friends and is a nice guy and loves to help out and would be awesome as like a garbage disposal. And I talk him way up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, in my conversation.
You get some attention as you're beginning to speak that, they most of it is kind of incredulous and all that. But that's, and you hear a few say, oh, that's all we need with the problems of the ghost in the area. And the problem, with our earth elementals going crazy and rock blight,
We've seen blight before, and I'm sure my group will look into it. Blight's all over this place.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
No, we've seen this blight before. We've seen blight all over this place. There's something happening.
Well, they were saying they said the word rock blight as in a location. He said you heard something say about an earth elemental going mad up at rock blight.
Ooh, we're headed that way. We've got to go there, and I try to get some more information about that area.
Between that and more ghosts, it's evil spirits haunting the area.
Well, we've got a cleric can take care of any spirits you want. But
just don't ask him any questions.
Yeah, you just don't ask him anything knowledgeable. Yeah.
God damn it.
I want to find out more about this rock blight area. Where the other dead body is supposed to be.
Well, how are you going to do that?
I'm going to say, so rock blight. Tell me more about the area. I haven't visited it
yet. They begin to tell you that there is outside the city area, there are some different areas where they do work. And let me find it. I'm pulling it up. Ruby in the Rough, Reception Hall, Amazing Gate. Things are that there's other places that they do mining and they do work and all that. And one of them they call it's a settlement called Rock Blight that is northeast of the it's a large unclaimed area northeast of this town here. And some of the earth elementals, they don't know why. They think they have a solution on it, but when they have a few earth elementals that they use for servants and can do some big tasks for them, whenever they have sent them up there, these earth elementals have gone completely mad and berserk to where they've had to be destroyed because they've lost control of them. Um, you know, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this stuff up because I was.
Well, I'm gonna also say you know, myself and my friends here, we're probably gonna need a room for probably a week or so, and you know, find out the cost of a room and get a room set up.
Well, so yeah, the tavern owner, she definitely was, you know, working out. You know, if you are so inclined to ease some of the issues that are taking place in our great city, then maybe we can come to some terms on the room. There are
We're not going anywhere until this is all settled.
Well, then she will make rooms ready for the group because there's really not anybody right in town at the time that is taking up some of the visitor rooms for your bigger souls that you have, and the rest of y'all. She will make enough rooms. A couple of them we might have to share a little bit, but you know, at the moment, if you can continue to bring back progress of the task and those, you know, things that you've achieved, then we will call it on the house for your stay here for the week.
Then I'm gonna remind her about that green cube I was talking about, how helpful he is, and I'm like, you know, he's actually right outside. And is there any way we can make room for him? I'm sure he could help you out by, you know, getting rid of, you know, unwanted stuff.
I'm not sure it would be good to bring him into the deeper recesses of our great city. That, you know, a cube of that sort could be an issue. I would think that if he were to bring him in, that y'all would need to always stay with this cube. The gnomes, you know, my clan is in such are not always very outgoing or sociable at the times. They will, you know, give you a wide berth, but if anything, you know, bad were to happen because of it, then you definitely, you know, would probably have your end of days down here, you know.
Once you meet him, you're gonna love him, but we'll keep him outside for now.
Okay. What else?
Let's go find those bodies, guys, after a night's rest.
And can you explain to me about the ghosts? What's up with the ghosts? Several people have mentioned ghosts.
They basically said they've gotten, you know, in the residential areas and a few of the outskirts that there has been, you know, I haven't seen them, but there's talks that there are ghosts that have haunted some of the catacombs, and spirits, you know, there's becoming more and more prevalent. There's even talk of some of them, you know, there's been hauntings that there's even one of our own that's turned, you know, crazy and disappeared shortly after we reclaimed our homelands here. And there are, you know, you would have to go up to, you know, there's still sections of the town that have not been fully reclaimed and have fully been posted out and taken care of. And you know, you will have to go up and find those on the outskirts of the main city here and search for this crazy. They've seen one of the crazy. They call him Crazy Gnome. Has been scouting the scouts. Some of the scouts have seen him running around and skulking around in some of the areas, and it could be because, you know, because of the ghost. But she hasn't had much to say on it. She goes, "I haven't seen one," you know. I'm pretty sure that when you do see one, you know that you've seen one.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
would you happen to have a map of your great city that we could purchase so we could find our way around easier?
I do not.
Any cartographers in the area?
That's a good question. She would have to think of some, nothing's coming to mind at the moment, but if they are, then any and all of them would probably be with the chief, Diggermatic, who's
Awesome.
basically in charge. You know.
Think on it, and we're gonna head out. Thank you.
Okay.
We leave.
All right. So you guys are have gotten a few tasks laid out before you. What do you do? What's your next move?
So the closest thing might be that the Zoot guy,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
which is supposed to be off the reception hall area.
Yeah, right in there, wherever the
To
30
the
foot is.
west.
Yep.
Yeah.
And are the guards still following us?
Yeah, they're with you. Yes.
What's that name of that area we need to get to? I can't remember.
Well, you're going to
It's
go up.
called
You're going to go up.
Residential district or something.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
part of the residential district. It was just
Okay.
south
Yeah,
of
we
the
asked him to
reception hall.
bring us-
Yeah.
Ask them if they can show us the way to the residential district.
Well, you're in the district. This whole area, all the way up to here, is the residential district. All down through here.
Can you bring us to the farther northern portion of the residential district?
Well, that's.
Come on. Make yourself useful, guard.
Oh boy.
Now, can we start going towards?
Y'all can move that
I'm
way.
not sure why'd you make the circle here?
That's where they pointed to the ghost had been seen.
Okay, so let's go there first to see what happens.
Should we wait until it's night? I mean, do ghosts mainly
No.
show up when it's night?
I mean, the one
3
guy,
a.m.
popped up when we were just walking through the city there. So
Yeah, true.
But
I don't
it's
think that's
night,
a real
though.
Ghost. It is night. Oh, perfect.
It's always night.
It's always night. That's right. Who we? Oh, Ruckus. We got to put Ruckus up here. Okay. Whoops. What did I? Oh, let me put y'all back. Sorry. Let me. All right. So y'all walk into this area, and you definitely more. It's still residential. You see some hovels, and right above this hovel to the north, as y'all walked into the area, you were beginning to hear some music of some sort. There is some minstrels sitting up here, and they looks like a few of them just took a break. There was some singing and chanting and all that, but then there's one that's kind of sitting here, and he's got some varieties of rocks and crystals that are kind of in the middle of some bowl shape. The floor's kind of bowl shape, and he's basically rubbing some, and he hits some with some soft mallets, and he's basically making some cave music. And it's very soothing. It is it's not, I wouldn't say relaxing, but you know what I'm saying. It's just I'm trying to say, I thought I had something that made a little boing, boing, it sounded nice and neat for you to put you to sleep.
Someone's singing.
There was singing, but they just took a break. And so this gentleman was sitting there and just kind of, I don't have any. That's kind of, let's see. No. Oh well. I had some stuff that they used to have. I'm trying to find it where it was at. They've moved it all. Once again, it's Sirenscape, when they add stuff, it kind of gets moved, or they re-index sometimes, and everything gets thrown off. It's like darn it. I had it before me, but don't worry about it. So, and you see a couple of hovels before you. There's this little disc going making some Nice little one. This gnome that it took break came kind of padding by, and he introduces himself as Gareth Songstone, and he bows to you and he goes, "I hope you enjoy our work." And he kind of sits down and joins the other gnome that's there playing these crystals, and some children, some deep gnome children, kind of come padding around different areas from you, and they kind of stop and listen to the song while y'all are all kind of looking around, figuring out what to do.
And he's playing currently?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And do we see any ghosts or anything?
Nope.
So wait, none of these other guys saw the ghost when it appeared before, yeah?
Not the one down below that you were. Why is it still? Hold on a second. I'm getting some music. It's not playing right. Go away, music. Oh, there we go.
It's
That's
definitely
loud.
ghost music.
There you go. Like rubbings. It is.
Like rubbing crystal. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, I'm not gonna do that one. That'd be too hard to listen to.
So the guy did say that we were supposed to search this area with care and not alert the living.
That's right.
To,
You're looking
to what
for
we were doing. So
you were looking for you're looking for a ghost that's in the area to believe is that lived here and died here. What do you do?
So I'm not sure the best way to question anybody about maybe like who was the most recent person to die in the area.
Hey, did you hear that? I thought I heard something.
Well, you got. I bet you got. They're playing their little tune. You got some kids running around.
Warriors turned into a spider and spy.
I'm going down.
Can you ask?
It's a door shut. There's a family. You definitely tell that there's someone in that hovel. There's a family in there.
Banjo, can you ask around?
Vars, make me another perception check. You
kind
guys
of quietly, or who do you want it from?
Vars. He's the one that. Yeah, you were looking at that one and noticed that there was family there, but this one over here, the other one to your south, looks dirty. The doors got a little over. There's definitely not been traffic in that hovel there. That door looks like it's been shut for a while. There's dust, dirt kind of piled up, maybe a piece of trash laying up against the door. Definitely not been cleaned.
Well,
I turn myself into a spider and go inside.
The door's locked.
I turned myself into a little spider. I can go below the door.
You're gonna go through the door. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to see the little spider.
All right. So you go through the door, and you already see you're not supposed to see in this room, but basically you see. It looks like a little hovel that's got a few extra rooms, and it looks like some type of. You see a bunch of some leather pieces and some tools. There definitely was some type of craftsman that lived here. But you don't see, and it's dusty. Stuff's been moved. It hasn't been used for quite a while.
I don't see anything on these alcoves.
Just stuff, belongings.
We could ask one of the kids.
I'm a spider.
Yeah, he's inside. The rest of y'all don't know what he's seeing. So You
I
stomp
turn
on
myself. I
it.
turn myself back into my beautiful Fearblood form.
Okay. And what do you do when you turn yourself in? You're looking around still? What do you?
I open the door immediately to let everybody in.
When you turn your back and begin to open the door, you hear a screech coming out going, "Mine, my stuff, not yours." And you turn to see right behind you a specter forms and lashes out at you.
I bitch slap him.
Yeah, that specter is going to bitch slap you first. And
You got a picture of that specter?
Well, it's a specter. It looks like, well, it's just it's a corporal
It's
form.
not like a special Nomi specter.
No, it looks smaller, but yeah, it definitely forms up, and it is screaming, and it's hatred burning through it, and it slams into Varus, and Varus, apparently it tripped on the floor. Somehow, someway, Vazook missed you, screaming. Y'all may roll me initiatives.
Do we hear any of this because we're on the other side of the door?
Wait. I don't get to bitch slap him?
You turned your back to him, my friend, when you went to open the door.
Well, he fell before me.
He fell, so you're lucky there. Yeah, so you're gonna. I
should get an attack.
You wish you could. I need to roll ruckus, don't I? Hold on.
Wizard should do a special attack and call it bitch slap.
Yeah.
that everybody should have.
I tried to do that to you last week.
You can use bitch slap and it goes out immediately.
Yeah, Banjo, you hear this from the top of the stairs down there, and you hear Varus go, "Oh no, I did it again!" And there's a wail. "My stuff! No, you may not have it."
I didn't say that, but I did laugh.
I will move up. I don't know how far can I move. I don't know how far it is.
Oh, well, here, let me lock tokens. We'll play. Yeah, I mean, you can move down the stairs and see him. You're just going to have, your issue is that you're going to have to squeeze a little bit. When y'all move around through doors and in the hovels and all that, and I'll let you know in certain areas, it'll be difficult terrain because, well, just for you two, maybe even Darendale, but for the dwarves and everybody else, they're small enough. But for you guys, this is definitely not built for your big bodies.
All right, well, I'll get to as close as I can get to him. I don't know, should I attack this creature? I mean, I thought we were supposed to save this creature or something.
I mean, we need to put it to rest, but that doesn't mean you can't destroy whatever is attacking you, I don't think. I mean, I guess I don't know as a person. My player might know.
We save it by killing it.
He said it needed to be stopped. That this creature was an issue for the safety of everybody around here. He knew that.
Yeah.
Probably maneuvering attack and help get Boris out of the way.
I scooch over to try to let Tiger come in.
You can move through. Just double movement. That's all. I mean, half.
Yeah, he uses his reaction to move half his movement without an opportunity attack or whatever.
Or does he? Okay.
And then the damage from that.
What?
Oh, look at that.
What?
Holy crap, you put that thing down hard.
What?
So it did 7 damage. Yeah.
What? What the hell? What did you hit him with?
Vazook was a little bitch.
I told you he was gonna get bitch slapped.
Oh my lord. Okay.
We didn't even knew him.
Is there a body down there, like a corpse?
I'm just trying to see, make sure. I'm like, how the hell did he do that?
He
Okay.
crushed it, man. Look at that.
Yeah, he
hit.
did. Oh, I see why you were supposed to be able to do it. Okay, I don't mind. You were going to get it anyway. Is actually he stays invisible. That would have been it. The tax. If you hit him, it still would have done it with advantage. But yeah, this poltergeist. This is what this is. Spectre poltergeist. They have the ability to stay invisible. That's interesting. I didn't read that ahead of time. But we're going to kill the poltergeist, and that's fine. And I'll make sure. So you hear the wails, the screams, dissipate after you vanquish this entity, Banjo.
Come on, guys. I think that Varuk guy, Vazuk guy is in here.
Is there a body? Is there a corpse anywhere in there?
Who's searching?
I'll do. Well, me and Eldith, I guess, will search.
Okay, if Elvis and Hondo come here, I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
Shit.
You can have your sexy private time, Hondo. I'll close the door.
That's a good idea, Vars. This is a great place for us, hun. We could make a life here.
Yeah, with all the corpses, that sounds fantastic. You have such good ideas.
Well, it'll bring some life to you. Just don't start being nice to me.
God damn it.
Banjo and Eldith, while Hondo's over there moping and not noticing anything before him, the two of you notice almost immediately in the floor where Vars was standing when he got slapped. There's a part of the floor there's a little lip. You can see a catch. Something about the floor is off.
Banjo, can you check it for traps?
Yeah, I'll investigate for traps.
Roll in the tower for me, please. What were you perceiving? No, you don't find any.
All right, so I try to open it or figure out.
Yeah, you pull this small bit of stone plating away, and there's a little hole down there, a little concealed hole, and you see a zirk wood, which is part of some of the wood that's grown down here. It's a very hard wood that is that the Myconids were definitely using for some of their fencing on it, but you've seen some of it around here, and it's a chest.
Oh, interesting.
But no body?
Nope.
Well, we'll try to look at it and see if it's trapped and locked.
Yeah, it's shoved down that hole. You would have to pull it out to be able to do that.
All right, I'll go ahead and pull it out. Start trying to pull it out. I don't know how big it is, but
it's a little bit bigger. It's it's a small chest for like a gnome size, but you don't detect
resistance on them.
You don't detect anything out of the ordinary on it. Why does my music keep shutting off? Damn it! I like my muting music.
You want to pull it up, Banjo, with resistance on you?
Yeah, I rolled an athletics for it.
Yeah, you're fine. Nothing happened.
All right, and I'll go ahead and open it up in front of Hondo.
You see 8 tiny rubies sitting inside it. Now we'll put that in the party sheet. That is it.
Yeah,
no
but
body.
Can I check for magic on those rubies?
Yep. Roll me an Arcana check. Por favor. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. They are rubies.
So does anybody have a problem bringing these rubies to the temple? And because maybe this is what the spirit is so pissed off about, somebody claiming it.
What spirit? Did you even tell them about the spirit down there? I don't think he even told
Well,
him.
we know we're. No, I told everybody what we were trying to do.
I don't remember you RPing that. Did you RP it?
Yeah, when I came out of the
Look at him.
catacombs.
Pulling his leg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jim Jar was just slapping his face. God, dwarves, they're so boneheaded.
So does anybody have a problem bringing their root temple because the creature is, upset about this?
I would like to have Ruckus appraise them before I agree to that.
Well, I can appraise them. I have the.
Okay. Yeah, appraise them.
All right. What do I have to do that?
Let's give a. Well, hold on. So you have what skill gives you that now? I'm trying to tool proficient jeweler's tools. Okay. So that we need to put in a proficient. Did we actually in that in? Okay, you did. So roll your jeweler tools. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Oh my! Oh, holy moly! I think Ruckus needs to step in. Ruckus steps in. Oh boy, this is how you do it. Does he have a proficiency in that too? He has Smith's tools. Did he have something about jewelry that I missed?
I think just because he thinks he's a dwarf, we all know about everything relating to anything that's stone.
Well, apparently you don't. That roll. Oh, DM's being mean.
Well, if Hondo said I have no clue, then I'd be all for
They're
turning
worth
him
it.
in.
Yeah, about Hondo, you're looking at him. I mean, without more time and and Eldith, giving you the wancy lookies, and you're just kind of distracted by her gorgeous flowing hair and the beard that's growing on her chin. That these jewelries, these rubies, in the 200 to 300 gold piece each range, somewhere in there. They're worth a few gold piece each. Definitely.
I don't mind keeping them.
All right. So you understand that you keep them. The wraith shows up and attacks you from time to time.
Well, until we sell them, then they can pay us to take care of the wraith. Is that double dipping?
I mean,
I will leave it to the priest. If the priest thinks that this is going to get rid of the wraith, then I'm okay with it. If he's just guessing,
Yeah, I
then
trust
we
the
sell
priest.
him.
I don't know anything about spirits.
Yeah.
If I just swung this beautiful Dawnbringer bladed light sword at this creature, and it just disappeared. So I don't know.
that's awesome. So I'll ask that everybody head up the stairs and leave me down here alone for a moment with the stones.
Yeah, I'll leave him.
Sure, I'll leave him.
Y'all know where to head to.
All right, so I just want
Here,
to see if the spirit.
I'll unlock tokens so you can move around. You're fine.
Does the spirit show up while I'm down here alone with the stones? And I'm going to try and talk to it. Say, hey, Vazook.
Vazook. Well, you think that that Banjo dispatched this specter?
And he's done.
You think? You want to roll me another horrible religion check to find out?
Yeah, for certainty, sure.
Oh yes, guys, I'm busting his balls tonight. We're having fun. We do it
Come
every
on,
night.
baby.
There you go. You have a feeling that the evil and the spirit is dissipating definitely in this hovel.
All right, and there's no bones. There's no nothing.
You don't see any.
And it has nothing to do with the gems.
But that I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna make my way back to the tomb where Pellic was laid.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm gonna go down back into the catacombs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask for Warden Yager.
And you hear a pop, and right before you called, Sir Dwarf.
And I'll tell him our bugbear companion dispatched the wraith. He seemed to be concerned with these rubies.
He has no use for those things. That would not be it. One moment. Let me check. Let me see if what you say is true. Shoop, and he disappears. And, whoosh, 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 you know, and you feel the cold air, and then the temperature rises, and boom. You speak the truth, good Sir Dwarf. Another question you may put on your list to ask me. Job well done. Space is of the essence here in this good town. He basically goes on a little diatribe about, you know, they're cleaning up and more of the gnome are coming back. And the ghost of Blending Stone, though, are, you know, many about. There's only a few, you know, that are concerned. The rest, unfortunately, you know, are the dead souls that were left here during the Drow incursion. And over time, I feel that they will slowly disappear, but the two that I have set you upon are the main concerns to take care of, and now we are only down to one. Well done. The stones are of no use to us when the dead. You can keep them for yourself.
All right, so I'll head up the tunnel here, and I'll toss the box to dirt, and then I'll say, one to go.
And I catch the box and put it in my backpack.
It's in the party sheet. There's eight rubies there in the party sheet.
And you need to hold here, Dirt?
Shortly, like I thought maybe before we went to the other area, maybe
we can
hold.
We can hold here.
I'm getting pretty tired.
No, that's fine. You know where the guards tell you that you know, if you're truly in the mood to go to Rock Blight, then that is just we're heading straight due east, and then we'll take a little turn to the south.
You're distorted. I can't hear you.
That you're going to be going east and a little south. That it's not too far away, but it's, you know, the best way to go is through some double doors that are right
now
here.
I can't hear anything. Did I get disconnected?
Do you hear me, Dirt?
Dirt.
I think Dirt's lost his.
I think he lost his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, recap. We get with him, Hondo. Just tell him basically we'll hold here. There you go. It's you. Okay. Anyway, there's some doors here that you're going to be going through to get to Rock Blight, which is due east from where y'all are at, and they are, you know, kind of in awe that you put a ghost to rest, which they didn't believe they would ever hear. They heard it, they never saw it. So we'll hold there, folks, till next Thursday night for the Deadbeats. So be back here Saturday night for the Ladies of Force Majeure, and Sunday night for our West Marches campaign with DJ Jowsum, DM Jowsum, and hopefully I'll get my butt going. And Keith, who's watching, Warpig, is going to be DMing soon, and Jack Banjo here will pick up a new game soon too when it beckons him. So we still need a couple more DMs, but we'll get there. A couple more DMs and we're good to go. We'll do the LFG work tomorrow night. I've got plenty to do on the Discord server. Anyway, we're done, guys. Thanks for playing. Good job as always. We'll hopefully have Ruckus back next week too. So guys, be good. Folks, be watching. We appreciate it. Don't forget to follow. We're out of here. Have a good one. Take care.
Thanks, stream. Good game.
Nice stream.